A Japanese chef runs the Nekoya, a Western-style restaurant that connects to another world once a week, attracting customers ranging from wizards and warriors to beastmen and dragons. The owner discovers a homeless demon girl named Aletta wandering into his restaurant after discovering one of Nekoya's interdimensional doors one morning. She explains that she came to the royal capital to work as a human but was fired when it was discovered that she was a demon. After treating her to a staff breakfast, the owner offers Aletta a part-time job as a waitress in the Nekoya once a week. When she learns of the new addition to the Nekoya staff, Red Queen, a dragon lord and regular patron who considers the restaurant and its staff to be her personal treasure, casts a spell to protect Aletta. Following her late great-grandfather William's diary entries, treasure hunter Sarah Gold goes searching for clues in an abandoned mine on the day of Saturn and discovers a door to the Nekoya. Sarah tries the daily special, minced meat cutlet, and finds it delicious. Tatsuguru pays a visit to a knight named Heinrich Seelman in another world to deliver a sword he left behind 3 years ago when Heinrich first discovered the Nekoya. Heinrich was awestruck by the restaurant's fried shrimp after traveling through the desert for a day without food and gave the owner his sword as collateral for the meal's payment. The energy from the food allowed Heinrich to warn his nation about the need for reinforcement in a territory being attacked by Mothmen, but he was unable to find the Nekoya afterward. Happy to learn from Tatsuguru that his encounter wasn't a dream, Heinrich once again returns to the Nekoya for another helping of fried shrimp. Thomas Alfade, who has founded a successful pasta company in his world, takes his grandson and successor Sirius with him to the Nekoya to do some business. Upon trying the restaurant's spaghetti with meat sauce, Sirius learns that all the pasta and sauces that have made the Alfade company famous are actually mere imitations of Nekoya's menu. Later, Adelheid, a sickly princess who once went to the Nekoya with her late grandfather Wilhelm, once again discovers the door to the Nekoya. There, she tries the clouds she had tried as a child, a chocolate parfait, filling her with memories of her grandfather. Gagampo, a blue-tailed tribe lizardman, is the chosen hero sent by his tribe to pick up Nekoya's onerous takeaway orders while also enjoying a few dishes for himself. Later, an elf named Fardania, while searching for something delicious for her late mother's anniversary, comes across Nekoya's door. As Fardania finds nothing on the menu that is suitable for her vegan diet, the owner makes her a tofu steak that is free of any meat or dairy while still remaining very delicious. Wowed by the food, Fardania becomes determined to make even better cuisine than the owner. The owner tells the story of Lionel, a lion man captured by Alexander the half-elf and forced to become a slave in a gladiator arena. One day, the Nekoya's door appeared in Lionel's cell and he met the owner's grandfather, who served him katsudon despite not having any money. Given strength from the katsudon, Lionel became renewed with vigor to fight in the arena in order to earn money to pay off his tab. Later, it is revealed the dessert menu for the Nekoya was written by a half-elf princess named Victoria, who comes to the restaurant for some pudding à la mode. Noticing that Aletta is not too fond of potatoes, as she only really eats them to survive during the week, the owner offers to teach her a good way of preparing them. Meanwhile, Sarah and Heinrich get into an argument about which of their favorite dishes tastes better as a sandwich, which the other customers soon get involved in and escalates into each one of them getting a sandwich of their contradictor's favorite dish. After a busy day of dealing with rush orders of sandwiches, the owner shows Aletta how to make steamed potatoes topped with butter, quickly turning potatoes into her favorite food. Alphonse Flugel, an admiral of the Duchy of Samonarch, became a regular of the Nekoya, while shipwrecked on a remote island for 20 years. 3 months after his rescue, Alphonse discovers another entrance to the Nekoya and is able to enjoy his favorite dish, curry rice, once more. Meanwhile, Kuro, the black dragon of death who had banished herself to the moon to avoid accidentally killing innocent people, discovers a door to the Nekoya just as Alphonse is asked to sample the owner's newest dish, chicken curry. As Kuro becomes addicted to the chicken curry and orders excessive quantities of it, Red Queen informs her that she needs money to pay for food. Thus, Red Queen asks the owner to hire Kuro as an additional waitress to pay off her accumulated bill. A young fisherman named Rukiai is rescued by the mermaid Arte, and as repayment for his life, Arte asks him to take her out to the Nekoya, where they both come to enjoy the restaurant's Hamburg steaks and each other's company. In the meantime, Aletta finds an additional steady job as a housekeeper at Sarah Gold's residence, where she meets Sarah's younger sister Shia when the latter drops by to look after Sarah. After sampling some exquisite cookies the master has given Aletta as a present, Shia becomes so enamored with them that she asks Aletta to bring her more whenever she can. A dwarf named Gillum takes his skeptical friend Guard to visit the Nekoya for the first time, in order to enjoy several large portions of seafood, an exotic delicacy for mountain dwellers like them, and alcoholic beverages together. This inspires them to establish a way station for travelers, in which they reside in order to visit the restaurant regularly. The second part of the episode introduces two more Nekoya regulars from the western continent's land of sand, Prince Sharif and his half-sister Renner. Sharif's primary reason for visiting the restaurant is that he has fallen in love with Adelheid, but is too shy to properly confess his feelings to her. The Nekoya's interdimensional door appears one day in the Land of Flowers, a domain inhabited by fairies. Eager to discover what lies beyond, Fairy Queen Tiana Silverio and a group of her subjects enter the restaurant, where Princess Victoria introduces them to its mixed fruit crepes, causing the fairies to become quite ecstatic about the Nekoya fruit desserts. Meanwhile, Fardania seeks out Christian, a friend of her father's, who reveals to her that he has taken an interest in blending human food production into the elven way of life after his own visit to the Nekoya 10 years ago. They visit the restaurant together, where Christian treats Fardania to a helping of natto spaghetti and Fardania invents a new combination of natto and rice. After learning that rice also exists on the western continent, Fardania decides to embark on a journey in order to expand her culinary horizons. Iris, an adolescent siren, drags her friend Arius into a daring adventure on the very island where Alphonse Flugel was recently stranded. Following a note Alphonse left behind, they come across the Nekoya door and enter the restaurant, where the master serves them fish carpaccio because they can only eat raw fish. Later, the master prepares a serving of extra curry buns from a friend, which he shares with Kuro and Aletta. During the meal, Kuro reflects on her normally lonely life and how much her work at the Nekoya has changed it, and she begins to open up to her co-workers by conversing with them verbally. For the occasion of meat day, the master serves free pork soup with the regular meals, which quickly gains the praise of the guests. At the same time, Alexander the half-elf visits his old friend, the sage Altorius, because he has decided to pay the Nekoya a visit to try out the croquettes that his late son, Emperor Wilhelm, enjoyed so much. He learns to his surprise that Yomi, his lost comrade in arms, was not killed in their battle against the demon god, but wound up on earth, and that the current master is her grandson. Moved by the sentiment of this, he pays a visit to his family's graves and is greeted by his great-granddaughter, Princess Adelheid, who is also visiting her family's graves. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy this video.